Good evening, good people. Let's just get this right. Okay, I hope you are all well. I'm sure you'll be on here any minute. Good evening, good evening, good evening. My name is Dilys, for those of you that don't know and have just happened to stumble upon this page. This is the second episode of Speak with Dilys Series 4. So I hope you're well. I hope you'll enjoy today's discussion, which is entitled Lifeline. Welcome, 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 guys. Thank you for being on here. Welcome, good evening. Hi, Faye Clinton. How are you doing, my love? Guys, as soon as you come on, if you put something in the comment box, then I will know that you are here, because as you join, I'm not going to see your names. Hi, Adjo Kankam. How are you doing, my love? Thank you for jumping on here. As you join, please invite somebody so that we can have a wider conversation. Tasha, thank you for being on here. Lovely to have you guys. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Hi, Adjo. Yes, I know you're there. Thank you for being on here. Happy Valentine's, guys. Hello, Faye. This is all for your benefit. You know, I'm in red today, you know, lady in red, you know what I'm saying? Hi, Denise. How are you doing? I'm really doing well. I'm really doing well. Hi, Isaac. How are you doing? Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. As you come on, guys, do share. Sharing is caring. Caring is sharing. So, yes, I thought today I would wear red. And as I was saying, this was actually bought for my birthday, but not that someone bought it for me. I bought it myself and I didn't like it. So I was going to send it back, but I didn't get round to it. So I just thought, you know what? I ain't really got a choice. So I thought, let me just make good use of it. Hi, Lucas. How are you doing? Christabel, thank you for being on here. Thank you very much for sharing, Ajwa. Hello, Efwa Duku. How are you doing, my love? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, I'm seeing all the hearts and everything. It's so nice. It's great to see the support. Hi, Sharina. How are you doing? Lovely to have you guys on here. How are you feeling this Sunday evening? I think I've just gone into like adrenaline overrush mode because I was so tired. I had like a stinking headache, but you know, I always get cured when I come and see you guys. Sharina says, looking gorgeous as always, Dilys. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you. Margarita, thank you for being on here, and Vicky Adam as well. Guys, as you come on, please do invite somebody. Just click that little Burton Cole share. Hi, Kelly Harris. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Guys, please do put something in the comment box so I can welcome you, because as you guys are joining, I'm not going to see everybody. Julia Roberts, where have you been? It has been a while. Lovely to have you on here, guys. Welcome to another edition of Speak with Dilys. Hi, Lynette Douglas. How are you, my love? Lovely to have you on here. Guys, share away. Whoo! I feel like I've been talking non-stop. I think I have. Thank you, Kelly. God bless you. Thank you. Amari, how are you doing? So nice to see you. It's like from the first time you came on Speak with Dilys, you seem to be here every week, which is really nice. Very encouraging for me. So I must be doing something right. None free. Thank you for being on here. Wow, I look like. Thank you very much. This is all for Valentine's, you know. This is all for Valentine's, you know. I just thought to myself, tomorrow is Valentine's Day. I've got to kind of make an effort. I don't want you people to dump me. You know, you're all my lovers on here. So I have to make an effort. I've got to, you know, come with the goods. So I thought today, what's better than to be wearing red? Red is for danger. You're all in trouble. So, you know, I thought I would just kind of do a little something, slip the hair back, wear the earrings, put on the top, you know. That's how it is, you know. So, guys, so you like what I'm wearing there? So do you think I'll get a Valentine? Okay, guys, you know me, I'm a little crazy. But there you go, because we're going to have a lot of serious conversation. So just to kind of like, you know, let you guys just feel cool and calm and collected before we go for the jugular. Yes, Amari, greetings all indeed. Julie said, looking good, sis, driving, but I will be listening. Oh, thank you so much. Don't be texting and driving, you get into trouble. Yes, Adra, I am your Valentine, definitely. Author Simon, thank you for being on here. Good evening to you. Nanefri is laughing at me because you know I'm cray. Everyone says I'm well by his grace. Thanks, you look lovely. I trust you well too. Thank you so much. Yes, I am very well. God bless you. So guys, do share. Right, so for those of you who don't know who I am, who may be watching on the replay, my name is Dilys. I am the best-selling author of the book, Not This Widow. I am a accredited and qualified life coach, and I specialize in grief coaching, relationship, and a few other things as well. I'm also an events host, and I am a public speaker. There's a Speak with Dilys group. So if you go into groups and you search for us, we are on there. And I set up the group so that we could have extended conversations after the live ends. So that where, for example, we spoke about suicide and other people had shared similar, experiences, it's a safe space for you to connect with other people as well after the live has ended, as I've said. So please do that. Please do join the group and keep it active. Don't be silent. The group is not about me. It's about all of us. So yeah, that's great. What else? Yes, 22nd of April, the Speak with Dilys show will be launching live in St. Paul's. Details will be released within the next fortnight or so, and tickets will be available. So it will be great. So please tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. It is going to be amazing. Trust me, if you've ever been to any of my events, you will not be disappointed. Okay? Right. So before I go into what we're going to be talking about today, how would you like to tell me how you are feeling? Helen Opoku, thank you for joining. Gertrude Tete, hi Ronald Rice from the States, how are you doing? Rosemary, Patience as well. And Rafael, thank you so much for joining. Faye says she shared. Thank you so much. So for those of you who have shared, thank you so much. For those of you who haven't, I don't love you no more. You're not my friend. I don't like you now. I don't like you. You're not my friend. Of course I'm your friend. Hi Ernest, thank you for being on here. Let me give you a wave back, Gertrude. So yes, how are you feeling this evening? Are you feeling well? If you're feeling well, thumbs up. If you're not, put a comment in there and I will share some love, because it's very important that we're all comfortable, cool, and ready to keep it moving. Princess, thanks for being on here. So this is why we're here today. This is the second episode of Speak with Dilys. I can't even pronounce my own name. Speak with Dilys Series 4, and I've not even been drinking. This is water. This ain't a G&T. Right. So this is what we're going to be speaking about, and today's episode is called Lifeline. Okay. We live in times where there is so much thrown at us mentally and emotionally that some of us really struggle to cope with everyday life. Aside from the outside noise from TV, the media and social media, how we should look, think and feel, what we should have acquired, images of perfect relationships, etc., the opportunities to feel less than and inadequate are endless. How do we protect ourselves from allowing our self-esteem and self-confidence from plummeting? Do feelings of jealousy and envy plague us because we constantly see what we feel we can never have or be? How do we manage our emotions and not be overly swayed by outside influences that seem to impact us so negatively? Join me on Sunday for the second episode of Speak with Dilys, Lifeline. I do this every week. These are not false teeth, but I will push them in anyway so that I don't keep going over my words. So Gertrude says she's very well. I'm adoring. Thank you for watching, Regina. And thank you for being on here, my love. And Joyce Asantua, thank you for being on here as well. It is great to have you guys. If you have joined, please do share. Okay, so in a nutshell, we are going to be talking about the alternative life or world, I should say, that is going on out there that somehow seems to be impacting real life to a degree where we are struggling to manage who we really are, and are allowing, in all intents and purposes, perfect strangers to tell us who we are. And how did we get here? How did we get to a place where the people that we see on social media, the cars they drive, the lives they live, the whole couples things that they do, and their bodies and everything, how did we get to a place where that became the standard that we started to aspire to, and stopped looking at our reality and being either content with it or challenging ourselves, not because somebody else seems to be doing it better or having a better life? Hi, Shell, how are you? No, don't worry about being late. Even I was late-ish. Ernest says you look amazing in your... Thank you very much, Ernest. Oh, thank you for the compliment. I did, as I said, I dressed up for my Valentine's peeps on here. So glad you like it. So how did we get to a place where we are feeling inadequate, feeling less than, becoming unappreciative of our reality because of the things that we see on social media, on TV, and just in the media generally? How did we get here? And when I was thinking about this, I felt that what was necessary because I pray about my stuff. And I was thinking, the message I had was, my people need to be uplifted and encouraged. And we need to be uplifted and encouraged because somewhere down the line, we've started to lie to ourselves that we are not good enough. And today I want us to be able to unpick where that lie came from. Because at the end of the day, wherever it is that we find ourselves, we have the power and the ability to take ourselves out from there. The problem that we have is the moment we start to do a comparative analysis of this person's life and that person's life, we make a grave mistake in becoming unappreciative of where we are, who we are, what we are, and who we can become. Because the point of fact is, nobody is a finished work. If you're looking at me thinking I'm the finished article, then I feel sorry for you. Because on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm probably about a 2. I am 50 years old. I have only started to have a real understanding of who I am, my purpose and my calling on this earth within the last 2 months. I've had ideas, but it hadn't come together in a way that was structured enough for me to be able to say, right, this is where I'm going towards this goal and this is step 1. I have been finding myself since way back when. If in my finding myself, I'm looking at Sally Sue and thinking, oh, Sally Sue's found herself, I'm so inadequate. You have to understand that Sally Sue and Dilys have got 2 completely different destinies. Otherwise, I would be Sally Sue. 2 completely different destinies. So what is it that we are allowing to define us? And what is it that has happened that we have failed to define ourselves? That it's external people with their external issues and their external lives that we are empowering them to tell us who we should be, and empowering them by saying, you can let me know whether I'm good enough or not. Why should I, as a woman, look at another woman and feel because she has a particular body shape, she is somehow more beautiful or better than me? What she is she's different to me. That's it. Let me just read some comments, because I can see some of you are speaking already. Okay, Elizabeth Amar, thank you so much. Now, Elizabeth has invited me to speak at the Rotary Club on the 10th of March. There is a link, and I'm going to be posting on my social media, where you can actually request for the Zoom details to join. It's for International Women's Day, and I have been asked to be one of the speakers. So thank you so much for that opportunity. Elizabeth also wrote a best-selling book. Elizabeth, please, can you put the details in the comments box? I don't want to get the title wrong, but it's something to do with vaginas. I knew that would get you guys' attention. And this book has gone global, so you make sure you get a copy. It is on Amazon and in other outlets. In fact, it's everywhere. It's also in the British Library as well. Kia Sarko, thank you for being on here. Faustina Ampaful, thank you for being here as well. Asi Osakwashi, thank you. Heidi, how you doing, my girl? Elizabeth says, wisdom, God bless you. Kiki, I haven't seen that name before, so if you're new, welcome, welcome, welcome. Author Simon says, true words spoken. William, my dear friend William, as I fondly call him, Uncle Weary, how you doing? I don't know why you guys are laughing. I must have said something silly. But it's about vagina. It is about vaginas though. Hi Yemi, how you doing? Listen, we are all over the age of however, and even if you're under the age of 18, Jimmy, if you have a vagina, you have a vagina. It's normal now. We are human beings. Okie smoky. So we are talking about how we are allowing external things like social media to define us, and how damaging it is, and how it's promoting feelings of inadequacy, and even jealousy and envy. And jealousy and envy, they are not positive emotions. They're not good emotions at all. And yet, because of what we see online, those are some of the emotions that are being felt by people, and people are living their lives copying other people. No, there is a reason why you are who you are. The fact that you don't like who you are doesn't mean, or shouldn't translate to, somebody being better than you. Because at the end of the day, it is quite subjective. I may hate myself, but there's somebody out there that thinks Dilys is absolutely wonderful. So sometimes it's not so much what you think of yourself in terms of, because you think of yourself that way, it means that you really are rubbish. No. Sometimes you're just misinformed about yourself. The fact that you fail to see your greatness and your value and your worth doesn't mean that you're worth nothing. There is a difference. The fact that you don't, it's like if somebody doesn't see my worth, that doesn't make me worth less. It just means simply you don't see my worth. I think I've shared before, I was, pregnant with my daughter. I was called into, an office one day and I was told that I was of no value. And I'm thinking, who died and made you king? And just because he said that, did it make it fact? No, it made it his opinion, in which case he's perfectly entitled to it. But I think today is about what is your opinion of yourself and how has the opinion of yourself limited your opportunities in life to be content, happy and whole. Because at the end of the day, what we have to realize is that, as I said before, our destinies are not all the same. I am 50 years of age. I am now walking into my destiny. Today's episode of Speak with Dilys, will mark the 41st episode. It took the episode that I did with suicide for me to come to the realization that what I am doing is a ministry, not just a show that I just come and do on a Sunday. It's like the light bulb went on for me. It took 37 or so episodes for me to catch that revelation. Sometimes we have to be in situations for a long time before revelation will come. That is why they say patience is what? It is a virtue. Yvonne, thanks for joining. And Patience, thank you so much for sharing. Gracious, thank you for being on here as well. And I think that the name is Elizadu. Thank you for being on here. Hi, June Gilbert. How are you doing? Thank you for being on here as well. Guys, if you've joined, please do share. So in terms of recognizing who we are, it takes time. It takes time. So how do you there is no capacity for you to be worrying about the success of somebody else or somebody being better than you when you haven't fully discovered who you are, your potential and your calling. Because it is a journey, and it is a journey of discovery. And depending on how we have been brought up or the experiences we've had even as children, may first start with the journey of healing before we can walk into the journey of destiny. Yeah, sometimes we have to walk into that journey of healing before we can walk into that journey of destiny. Now, when we are walking our healing journey, we don't have the capacity to say, well, I want that person's life. It's foolishness, because I can guarantee you that person is also figuring it out for themselves and may not have the answers. You take me, for example, like I said, it took me doing the 36th or 37th episode of Speak with Dilys before I realized this is more than just me coming on here on a Sunday and having this talk. I realized that this is something that is impacting people in ways that I didn't know. It was only after I did the show on suicide that it all came together. Some of the messages that I have in my inbox, I'm like, wow. So had I not done this show, this person would not have been able to use their voice. I can't sit there and say, oh, well, I only have X amount of people watching or X amount of views, so I'm going to jack it all in. If one person is watching, maybe my destiny would be fulfilled because of that one person. It is not about quantity, it's about quality. It is not about the masses, it's about that one life that you touch and that one life that touches other people and that ripple effect. But for as long as we are preoccupied with this person looks perfect on social media, and therefore, look at you, Dilys, you're 50 years of age and you've been widowed and you're a single parent, and so what? So what? That's part of my journey. I need to get up and I need to walk it. And that's why I said that sometimes you've got to walk your journey of healing before you can walk your journey of destiny. What does your destiny look like? Who were you told you would be when you were growing up? What did you want to be? Because sometimes we have to go back to that first dream that we had and ask ourselves what happened. And let me tell you something. When I was growing up, I did not think I would be doing this. Let me tell you now. I did not think I was doing this. I mean, for me, like I've always shared with you, I wanted to be a stand-up comedian. I wanted to be an impersonator. I wanted to be an actress. I wanted to be a singer. Am I doing any of those things now? Not really. Okay, well, the singing is coming back a little bit, but not in the capacity in which I thought. Now, I know it's going to happen, but I'm 50 years old. How arrogant of me, and how arrogant it is of all of us, or that we have told ourselves that unless you make it by a certain age, then you're finished. What nonsense. How arrogant is that? It's so prideful to think that way. Are you God? Do you know what your destiny looks like? There are milestones in each of our lives because we are called to different destinies. Different people are called to do different things at different times. There are people that have to have certain experiences and be of a certain age to have those experiences because of the people they're called to. Could I have spoken about widowhood at 25? I wasn't even married. Could I share what I share now at 30? No, because I hadn't seen anything. I hadn't seen enough to qualify me to be able to share those experiences. Apostle, good evening. Apostle Isaac Olujide, he is my apostle. So I am a minister in New Glory Ministries and I sit under Apostle Isaac. He's an amazing man of God. Romford is where our church is. So if you are looking for somewhere to worship, hit me up in my inbox and I will let you know where we are. Lynette Douglas says, things fall into place after many chapters and pages of your life book have been turned. Absolutely. Kelly Harris says, our timing is not God's timing. Absolutely. Mamile says, healing first. True. Never thought of that. Absolutely. You cannot walk your journey of destiny until you've walked your journey of healing. You can't. You know, this is not a party for the walking wounded. But my point is, it is pure pride and arrogance for you to say, I should have been this by this age. That's what the world tells you. And that is why we are plagued with feelings of inadequacy and low self-esteem and lack of confidence, because the world tells that if you're not married by 30, then you're old. Or if you're a woman over 40 years of age, you are of no relevance. Who told you that nonsense? Where is it written? Where is it written? And you believe these lies, and then you see somebody who is your age, who has the things that you want, and then you start to look at yourself and what you see is failure. What you see is failure. But what you should be seeing is a work in progress. Because that's what we all are. That's what we all are. I am 50 years of age. It's only within the last few months that finally I'm getting it. Finally. If I'd given up at 40, would I be sitting here? I wouldn't be. Because I would have felt, well, you know, Dilys, you didn't make it as a singer in the capacity that you wanted, you know, back then. And you certainly weren't no actress. So that's it, done. You know, whatever you wanted to do, you weren't successful at it at that time. So it's over for you. Says who? Do you know who really, really inspired me? Susan Boyle. That lady that did Britain's Got Talent. Was it Britain's Got Talent? Yeah. At 40 something. Look at her with her bushy unibrow and she looked like a dinner lady. But look at Susan Boyle. She inspired me so much. It gave me hope. It is never too late. Stop lying to yourself and stop allowing people to lie to you that because you haven't acquired what you think you should have acquired. Who are you? You're not God. And even if you don't believe in God, I will still tell you, who are you? Who do you think you are? You are a work in progress. And for the fact that you even think like that shows that you're not ready. For the fact that you think like that shows that there is something that you have missed in terms of who and what you should be, because you are in training for that destiny. You are in training. I could not have spoken to widows at 40 because I was not widowed. I couldn't have spoken to people who were grieving until I had to suffer grief. Some of the experiences that we have, that we despise so much, that we are so bitter about, we need to stop being so selfish and so self-centered. And yes, it sounds harsh and it sounds mean, but you know what? Tonight I'm going to be mean for your benefit. Some of the horrible things that we have had to go through has not been for our benefit. It has been for the benefit of somebody else who's going to go through what you're going through to save the next person. It's supposed to be a ripple effect. Why? Because I am my brother's keeper. I am my brother's keeper. Do you know how easy it would have been for me to curl up and die after my late husband passed away? But it's selfish. grieve for a little while. Lick your wound for some time. But there is somebody who has also fallen waiting for you. We are all soldiers here. We are all on the battlefield. Yes, when a soldier falls down, the troops don't just run off and leave him. Sometimes they even go back. Haven't you watched Saving Private Ryan? They go back to go and save that soldier that had fallen. Because they understand that we are a unit. And that's what we need to do. But we have to learn to recognize that we ourselves need fixing. Let us begin our healing journey so that we can walk our destiny journey. And that way we're not looking at other people think, oh, well, they're like this and they're like that. That's their business. That's their business. You know, a lot of times we speak about, I hear people say, oh, you just got to love yourself. And it annoys me. And I'll tell you why it annoys me. There's a lot of statements that we throw out there that are meaningless. When you say to somebody, just love yourself, how? What does that actually mean? For somebody who has never experienced love, how do they love themselves? That's something that you have to teach if you know what it is. But you can't say to somebody that looks like they don't love themselves to just go and love themselves. Because if it was that easy, they'd have done it. But let me break it down for you. Loving yourself starts with forgiving yourself. Number one. Sometimes we are so harsh to ourselves in a way that we wouldn't be harsh like that to someone else. For example, and I think I said this the other week, I'm so fat. Oh, I'm so useless. I never get anything right. Would you say that to a friend? Would you say that to somebody that you love? Why are you saying it to yourself? If it's not acceptable to say to somebody, why are you saying it to yourself? Why are you saying to yourself, nobody loves me, nobody cares about me? It's a lie. It's not true. Emotions are not truth. Emotions are just emotions. Emotions are not truth. Guys, if you're enjoying this broadcast, please do share. Emotions are just emotions. And with practice, we'll come to a place where we will master our emotions so that they don't control us in a way that they begin to tell us big, big, fat, dirty lies. And we start to live our life and navigate life through lies because they are lies. Social media lives, many of them are lies. Look at Hush Puppy. For those of you that know who Hush Puppy is, give me a thumbs up. He was a guy on Instagram that was living the high life. You know how he was getting his money? Basically defrauding people. Basically defrauding people. That's how he got his money. But when he's kitted out in his Fendi and his Gucci and his whatever, people are looking and they're thinking, wow, I want to be like him. Basically, you want to be a thief. Basically, you want to be a thief. That's what you want to be, a thief. And if you want to be a thief, go on right ahead. Because that's what he was. So we need to be able to separate reality from fantasy. These lives are fantasy. Okay, maybe I'm not a good example, but I will come on here and I'll put my makeup on and I'll do my hair and I'll hide some of my grey hair. Yeah, I have grey hairs. I will hide some of my grey hairs, some, not all. And I will polish my face. I'm not quite, I don't really know about the whole contouring thing, but I do kind of have a bony face anyway. But in a way, it's an illusion because I don't look like this every day. And maybe, as I said, I'm not a good example because I will sit here with no makeup and my dressing gown because I don't business. But there are some people that they wouldn't be seen dead without being, on fleek. And then some woman will sit there and be like, oh, isn't she so this? I wish I looked like that. Let me tell you something. When my late husband was sick, it was only when he passed away that people, even Cheryl Robinson is on here. Hi, Cheryl, how you doing, my love? Just the other week when I was sharing about chronic illness, when we had the episode on that, and I shared about my late husband, Cheryl messaged me, said, I didn't know. I did not know that you were going through all that. What does that tell you? That people believed in the illusion of my life. People didn't know that I was caring for a sick person for 3.5 years. They did not know. They saw me on social media, nicely dressed, going to events, running my group, running my charity. That's what you guys saw. You didn't see real life. So for some of you who were there trying to copy my content, and you made me laugh. And if you, those of you that have been on my Facebook long enough, I actually put up a post where I said, if you are envious of my life, you must take all of it, the sickness and all, because I, who lived this life, I didn't get to choose. And people were actually had the audacity to be upset and tell me what I'm saying is not right. I'm like, you are stupid. You are a goat. You are not serious. You are jealous of me. But this is me. The sick husband is me. The stress is me. The me being, carted off in an ambulance with a suspected heart attack was me. I don't know if I ever told you guys. Because of the level of stress. The me pulling up by the roadside and bawling my eyes out and saying, I can't take it anymore. I can't take it anymore. Because of the stress and the pressure I was going through was me. How dare you say what I'm saying is not fair? If you want to be me, you have to take all of it. You don't get to cherry pick, because I didn't. Because all of that is what makes me me. So don't look at this for an hour and think you know me. You don't know me. You know a part of me. So what are you jealous of? What do you envy? Is it the widowhood? What is it? Is it the single parenthood? Because that's part of me. What is it that you envy? The fact that I had COVID and thought I was going to die? Which part is it that you envy? And let me give it to you. Because what you don't get to do is cherry pick. So when we're looking at these people on social media and we are so mesmerized by their lifestyle, when they go and commit suicide, you need to add that to the envy as well. Look at that beautiful girl, that Miss America, jumped from her apartment block, killed herself. Beautiful girl. She was so stunning. I'm sure there are many people that would look at her and think, I want her figure, I want her hair, I want her this, I want her that, I want her career. She's dead. She's gone. She's gone. What you see is an illusion. Manage your own life. As difficult as it may seem, manage it. Because the one thing that you are in control of is your life. If you don't like your life, it is up to you to do something about it. It is not up to the person who will make sure that their lighting is perfect and they pose and they do this and they do that. They are not the ones responsible, because it's just an illusion that you're being sold. It's not real life. You're just seeing a little bit of their life. Whether they go home and they're beaten by their husbands, or their wives are cheating on them, or their kids are running helter-skelter, you don't know. And yet you envy their life. You don't realize that some of us that seemingly have nothing are far better off. So what are you comparing and why? Let me read some of your comments. Lynette says, things fall into place after many chapters and pages of your life book have turned. Yes, indeed. Kelly says, our timing is not God's timing. Doreen says, we are only seeing the external of someone's life. Their life may look completed on the external, but internal, broken and dysfunctions. I am growing to be better than yesterday. Exactly. Dee says, there is a saying in Igbo, when you wake up, that's your morning. I think that's what you mean. Thank you so much for that, Dee. Regina Anna says, powerful. Faye says, compare yourself with yourself. I like that. Hi, Malcolm Pryor. How are you doing? I think I owe you dinner, don't I? We'll get that sorted. Eugenia Amma says, I am down now because at my age, 32 now, I haven't gotten anywhere and it's depressing me. Don't say that, Eugenia. Where you've gotten to is telling you where you need to get to. It is just sending you a message. Don't say you haven't gotten anywhere. They are your standards. The problem that you're having is you're not learning, you're not paying attention to the lessons that life is teaching you. or that life is showing you. It's preparing you. What do you mean by you haven't gotten anywhere? You're not married, you don't have kids, you don't have a job. Even if you don't have all of these things, so what? That doesn't mean that you're going to leave this earth with none of those things if you desire them. What it means is, right, I don't have a job, so this is what I need to do. In fact, you need to decide, well, what kind of job would I like? And work backwards. If I want to do this job, this is what I have to do to be able to get it. And if in the meantime, I can't get that job, I'm going to study something so that my time is never left idle. Or I'm going to volunteer at this charity so that I'm giving back and I'm doing something. There is always something that we can do. There is always something that we can do. Be grateful for the fact that you are alive, because you know what? It means that there is an opportunity for your life to be better. Inbox me, let's talk. Elizabeth Anwar says, wow, I am learning. This message is full of wisdom. God bless you, Elizabeth. Eugenia, thank you for being on here. Kelly Harris says, nothing before it's time, Dilys. Absolutely. Yal Siji, how are you doing? Thank you for being here. Yes, I believe that message is for our young lady. Says, keep up, keep the faith. Greatness awaits you. Rita Sanaya, how you doing, my lovely? Anita Agri is in the house. How are you? Kelly Harris is watching. Says, watch that the other day. Brilliant film. Yes, Saving Private Ryan, I think you're talking about. Kimmy, thank you for being on here. William says, midlife crisis is largely due to the tendency of using social standards as a metric for success. Yeah. When people fall short of society's expectations, then they conclude prematurely that their lives are not going anywhere. I couldn't have put it better myself. I'm going to read that again. Midlife crisis, and sometimes even when you haven't reached, midlife, is largely due to the tendency of using social standards as a metric for success. When people fall short of society's expectations, pay attention, society's expectations, not God's, not yours, society's expectations, then they conclude prematurely that their lives are not going anywhere. And it's true, it is premature. Like I said, I'm 50 years old. I am now catching the revelation. So at 32, girlfriend, you got 18 years to catch up. Mamia Kosia, thank you for being on here. AC and Beng, thank you for being on. He said, whoa, this is huge. Let us begin our healing journey so that we can begin our destiny journey. Amen to that. Roddy Boone, how are you doing? Shell says, I wouldn't know how to love myself, to be honest. I meet my needs, etc., but I can't say I love myself. And Shell, if you want to know how, then we need to have a conversation. And maybe I will do a whole show on what loving yourself means and how we can start by doing that. But the little bit that I will say is part of loving yourself is not allowing the love other people didn't have for you to tell you that you are not lovable. I will say that again. Do not allow the love that other people didn't have for you make you tell yourself that you're not lovable, because it's not true. Not everybody understands the value of a thing. Not everybody. That's why there's a phrase in the Bible that says, don't throw pearl before swine. Because a pig will not know the value of pearls. So the fact that somebody does not love you does not mean you're not lovable. So I think loving yourself, a part of that is understanding rejection and putting it in its rightful place. That the fact that something or someone rejected you does not mean that you are not acceptable, does not mean that you are worthless, does not mean that you are no good. Because what we tend to do is judge how lovable we are by how much some people or some person loved us. And that's wrong. That is wrong. Now, it's funny because last night when I was going through my notes, I was saying that I'm going to do a show about mothers who don't love their children. And I think there is a lot that we can learn from that episode, because when we do not have maternal love, it is so damaging to us psychologically and in how we are able to view ourselves and the relationships that we go into, that the whole thing just becomes a disaster. But we have to come to a place where we accept that it was that person's choice, irrespective of the title that they held, not to love us. The reason why sometimes we are kept in bondage for longer than we need to be kept in bondage for, because we keep saying, but why? But why? At some point you have to say, it is what it is, and move forward. Because there are some questions we will never have answers to. Some mothers don't love their children. It is just a fact. It is just a fact. I cannot tell you why. All I can tell you is that it is a fact. in terms of how that will impact your life for the rest of your life, that is a choice. That then has nothing to do with the person who chose not to love you. They exercise their power of choice, you exercise yours. They exercise their power of choice, you exercise yours. So in terms of how do we start to love ourselves, it's about being honest and accepting all the things that went wrong in our lives, especially within our childhoods. Because many times when we have issues of self-acceptance, self-love, self-confidence, it comes from there. It comes from there. But it's about healing and acceptance. Accepting that somebody chose not to love us. And coming to a place of realizing that their rejection does not mean we have to reject ourselves. We have to be rewired in terms of what love actually means. That's all. So I'm just giving you a snippet of of how you can start to love yourself. Like I said, you can't go on certain journeys until you have had the healing journey. The happiness journey, the destiny journey, the calling journey, it's not happening unless you go on a healing journey. Sometimes they can run parallel, but you cannot do any of these things without first walking the healing journey. Because damaged people don't fulfill this destiny. They get to a certain point of it, but they don't fulfill it completely. Because at a certain place you have to go, it's only there for you if you're whole. But that comes down to choice. How badly do you want it? How badly do you want it? Listen, we all have a story, you know. Don't look at people like me and think Dilys has a perfect life. I just said to you, for 3.5 years, I was tending to a sick man. There was one time I was under so much stress, I was put in an ambulance and I was sent to Barnet Hospital to have an ECG because they thought I might be having a heart attack. Such was the level of stress I was going under. Those days that you would see me in Ghana sitting on a plane and chilling and looking nice, you know, eyebrows on fleek with my Ralph Lauren. Don't get it twisted. I was stressed. I was stressed. My sister, Yemisi Parker, will say she's always on there. I don't know where she is, you know, tonight. When life got too hard, even though my late husband was sick, I'd have to take a trip to Ghana for the sake of my mental health. That was my reality. And you're seeing me in Accra, chilling, having mojito at Labadi Beach Hotel. You're thinking, oh, isn't she lucky? I was escaping hell. Don't look at people's lives and think that they have it made. Are you crazy? Are you mad? Do you not know I could look the epitome of health but could be really sick mentally? There was a lady that I worked with, beautiful black lady. She died at 36. She had cancer. Looking at her, you'd never know. Looking at her, you would never know. I only met her a few times because half the time I was in that office, she was off sick. And I was asked to sing at her funeral. I will never forget. She had 2 children. One was 19 and one was 6. And the 6-year-old was in the front of that church. And as she was crying, she was kicking her legs. The pain was something else. But her mother looked the epitome of health. This is a woman that her nails were always done, hair beautiful, makeup. How stupid would I be to be jealous and envious of this woman? That's why I'm saying then you have to take the sickness as well. You don't get to pick and choose because that's not real life, you know? So I'm just giving you a little snippet of you know, what loving yourself, you know, looks like. Let me read some of your comments. Hi Faith for inviting Carol Singh. Guys, type a name in the comments box and invite somebody to come on if you don't want to share. Kelly Harris says social media has a big part to play in it. Can be very toxic with all the beauty standards. Listen, yesterday, as I said, I watched something on Facebook and they said that the Brazilian butt lift, you know, the women that have these bums, you know, like mine, but only artificial, yeah? That those videos have been viewed, I think this is 6 billion times. 6 billion times. And our young girls are watching this, and apparently it is one of the highest rates of death within the the highest death rates are the BBL plastic surgeries. Sometimes they pump up to 1 liter of fat into women's butts. What is wrong with us? Have we gone mad? What is wrong with us? What is wrong with us? Because some of these women have been told if they have a bum of a certain shape and size, then they can get that man. Listen, if na nyash, you go take fine man, then that man is not worth having. You know why? Because a man that likes nyash is butt, yeah? Means anybody will get nyash, he will follow that woman. In which case, you are constantly in nyash competition. Nyash upon nyash upon nyash upon nyash upon nyash. You'll be nyashing yourself. Does it make sense? Huh? Let me tell you something. I was going to Ghana one time. And, you know, when I travel, I always wear jeans and a white t-shirt. Standard. I don't wear anything else. Jeans, white t-shirt and heels. That's me. And I saw this lady with a guy. And they were staring at me. Now, I could see she had her you know, some work done. Because everybody that has that nyash BBL, they all look the same. Quite frankly, they don't look unique. They all have the same shape. And she was staring at me, staring at me, staring at me, staring at me. And when we got on the plane, she happened to be sitting in my seat. So I'm like, girlfriend, you're in my seat. She said, oh, but I like the window seat. I'm like, so do I. That's why I bought it. So she moved and she was like, you have a beautiful shape. You know, I was looking at you. It was her ex-husband. Me and my ex-husband were saying how lovely you are, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, thank you. That's really nice of you. And I'm thinking, but you spent how many thousands doing your yash? But you are admiring mine. Listen, haven't you noticed that people that have plastic surgery, 9 times out of 10, they are obsessed with it. They never know when to stop. Today in your yash, tomorrow your eye, the next day your leg, then your bobby. Hey, where does it stop? And I'm not against plastic surgery. Until God bless me, I thought that, maybe I'll go and get my boobs done. No? But God invented this thing called hormones and age. It just ain't bra. Do you understand? But my point is, where does it stop? Because if you're having all this work done, because somebody else has it, and you feel that because you're having yash, you can be yashing somebody, that's fine. But the truth of the matter is, if inside here, you don't feel good about yourself, all this stuff is nonsense. And that's why people, I don't know why you guys are laughing so much. That is why when people start to have plastic surgery, they don't stop. Because what needs fixing, what needs to be beautified, what needs to be changed is not out here. It is here. It is here. That's what needs to be changed. What are you going to do about it? It is not my responsibility to make you feel better. That is your responsibility. And then I can help you. But the decision has got to be made that I want to feel and be better. And so therefore, I'm prepared to put in the work, because to be better, it is work. When we talk about loving ourselves, it first starts with holding a mirror up to ourselves and saying, this is what's not right with me. This is what needs changing. This is what needs healing. This is what needs fixing. That's where it starts from. Healing journey before destiny journey. Healing journey before relationship journey. You're there envying somebody's perfect relationship, but you are so broken that if you enter into a relationship with that level of brokenness, all that's going to happen is there's going to be a high level of codependency and being so needy that you are going to destroy that relationship anyway. Sort yourself out. That is your responsibility, not anyone else's. Start your healing journey because you have the power within to do it. It depends on how much you want it. I don't know why of late I share so much about my late husband's passing, but I think it's the one thing I think that maybe you guys can relate to, because you saw how broken I was. Go back to 2019. Look at my eyes. Even videos or even pictures that I'm smiling, look at my eyes, they were dead. Let me tell you the secret. I got to a place where I was tired of being sad. It was killing my soul. I made a decision Did it mean the moment I made the decision, I was like tapping and dancing and being, oh, I'm just so on top of it? No, I wasn't. But you see, what we have to understand, yeah, is that to win in life starts with the decision for wanting to win. It starts with the decision. It doesn't start with a solution. It starts with the decision of desiring to win. It starts with the decision of desiring to live. The solution comes afterwards. Listen, there are certain things in life that you will only experience when you make the decision to want it. For example, when we talk about forgiveness, I can't forgive. You know why you can't forgive? Because you haven't made a decision to want to forgive. That's why you can't forgive. Forgiveness is not a feeling. It is a decision. It is not a feeling. It's not this fuzzy thing that, oh, all of a sudden I just want to love you and give you a kiss and give you a hug. You know, I forgive you. Or, you know, I know you stabbed me in the back, but I saw right. That's not what forgiveness is. Forgiveness is saying, you have taken so much of my time. I am so consumed with either revenge, hatred, or disappointment that I can't let go. But I have decided I want to live. Start there. To say a journey of 1,000 steps was made with whatever. You know what I'm saying? Make that decision. It depends on how much you want to live. For me, I was tired of waking up in the morning. You know, the worst thing, for those of you that have suffered with depression or have suffered, you know, with grief, and you wake up in the morning and for a millisecond, life is normal. And then you remember. And it's like a wave that washes over you. Every negative memory just goes whoosh. I was tired. I couldn't take it anymore. I couldn't take the anxiety and the palpitations. I couldn't take it anymore. For as long as you are in that place, it's because you haven't had enough. Sometimes our unforgiveness, and I'm deviating a little bit, but maybe not. Sometimes our unforgiveness has become our safety blanket. We have held onto it for so long that without it, we wouldn't know what to do with ourselves. We've mastered the art of hatred, and we have mastered the art of unforgiveness. We have mastered the art of holding onto our trauma for so long that we wouldn't know what to do without it. When you've had enough of it, yeah? When you've had enough and you want to live, you'll let it go. But until then, continue to live your life as a glass half full, because that's what it is. Don't complain about the sickness. Don't complain about the unhappiness. Don't complain about things not working. Do you know how much energy it takes to be unforgiving or to have hatred? But until you decide that you want to live, no one can make that decision for you. If you want to heal, you have to first make the decision that you want to heal. Don't complain about not living your life's purpose when you haven't been prepared to go on that healing journey. Am I saying it's easy? No. Holding a mirror up to yourself to say, Dilys, this is you. At this age, this happened to you. At this age, this happened to you. This is the betrayal that you felt from somebody that you trusted so much, and they broke your heart. They humiliated you. They made you feel less than. And having to revisit all those things, you think it's easy? It's not easy. But who said life was easy? But it's as difficult as you make it. So when you are tired of being broken, of thinking somebody's life is better than yours or somebody's marriage is better than yours, hey, when you're tired of it, you will do that which is required to get your life back on track. That's on you. That is not the responsibility of Kim Kardashian. The girl is divorced. She's divorced. What am I saying? She's gone through her life experience. If you're there wanting to be a Kim Kardashian and a Kanye West, let's say don't pafuka, stay scatter. Their own. She's on to the next one. He's on to the next one. Everybody is doing life out here. Everybody is doing life out here. So start to be kind to yourself and start to check the kind of conversations that you are having. Why are you people laughing? Check the kind of conversations you're having with yourself. So I have 3 minutes. Are you guys laughing at me or with me? Eunice, thank you so much for being on here, my darling. Kelly Harris says emotions can be deceptive. Yeah, that's why I said emotions, just emotions. They're not truth. Grace, thank you for being on here. Carbu, how you doing, my darling? Elizabeth Anwar says, Let me do the Ghanaian hymn. The Ghanaian hymn is, I don't know what the Nigerian hymn is. I'll figure that one out. Eunice says, Irie, blessings, everyone. Irie, my sister. How you doing? Well, go on. Gary Ryan says, shared 5 times. Thank you so much. That's very sweet of you. Oops. Thank you very much. Na Kwale Korte, thank you for being on here. And then all those of you that are laughing, God bless you. Laughter is medicine. Faustina Amphu says, looking amazing. So thank you so much. This is my Valentine's outfit, you know. I just thought I'd wear red. And to think I hated this top. I was supposed to send it back, but I didn't. Shirley Ann, how are you doing, my lovely? God bless you. Elizabeth is saying true talk. Gary Ryan says real talk. Carbo says true. Denise Bruce said didn't see behind the scenes. Nicodemus, how are you doing? Sakudi said, yes, I remember. Brandy Chambers, how are you doing? Sharon said, I honestly didn't know your husband was so poorly and looking like you had it all together. Yep, no one knows what goes on behind closed doors. My neighbor will see me dressed tomorrow, taking my dog to the vet. She doesn't know I haven't even dressed today and had a bad mental health day. Rochelle, you know I'm always here for you, and I hope that you've just taken time to breathe. I hope being on here at least has given you, you know, some respite and the chance to, you know, get away from reality a bit. You know how much, you know, love and respect I have for you. I've got a soft spot for you, Shell, so I hope that your day improves. Yeah, nobody knew what I was going through. I literally would have to go to Ghana and my husband would be not too happy. I'm like, if you don't want me to die, let me go. And I'd go maybe for 10 days and I would just go to recharge my batteries. It was a lot. I was so physically drained and tired because when you're caring for somebody who is sick, you get lost in that. It's the person who is unwell that has all the focus. And I guess rightly so, but it's so draining. And then financially as well, things change because you go from a 2-income household to a 1-income household. And I contracted. So there were times where I couldn't contract because I needed to look after, you know, my husband. It was not a joke. And yes, I did look like I had it all together because I'm a very private person. I choose to share what I share because I feel it's necessary. I don't share things just to get the sympathy vote or just to have a conversation because I know it's relevant. And if I don't share certain things, you will wonder with what authority do I get to say to you about healing and making decisions about, I have to share that so that you know that I'm not just here as some empty person just talking from a textbook. It's to let you know that I have lived life as well. And to say, if I can come through it, and trust me, it has taken some hard work. I'm not saying that I am there, but I made a decision that I wanted to be better and I wanted to live. Today, make a decision. Benita Bradley, thank you. Hey, Miss Dimples, this girl is so pretty. You got to go and see her dimples. They're like so cute. And I said to God, how come you stuck me with a dimple here? Who has a dimple there? Anyway, let me not hate. I did say that we shouldn't be envious of people, but yeah, I'm a work in progress. Elizabeth says, hey, Dilys. Fake Clint says, people sometimes jump to conclusions. Yes, they do. Why are you guys like today? You're just laughing at me. Ida Anwar, thank you for being on here, my darling. Shirley says it's a total package. Yes, it is. Regina says take the cross. Sheena says speak it, sis. Nanefria says preach, sis. Carver says louder. Shirley Ann says you are right. We can't pick and choose. No, you can't. Shirley says life is fragile. Rita says that's right. Kojo Fori is my Kelsen. Thank you so much for coming. I don't know why I do this in Kojo, and they're so posh. None of them speak like that, but you know, it is what it is. Kelly Harris, how you doing? She says, people are shallow. They won't see anything but the look. You know what? Yes, sometimes people are shallow, but sometimes people also assume that Dilys is so strong. She's made of steel. And so therefore she doesn't feel what we mere mortals feel. I'm a very sensitive person, don't get it twisted. I am very sensitive, very sensitive. I am now learning to toughen up and not be so swayed by certain things. But don't get it twisted. Kumba Barbie, thank you for being on here. Nadede and you as well. Cabo says gratitude is best. Amal Helwani, thank you for being on here. Julia Roberts says much needed word. Anita says very well said thus far, Dilys. Good evening, hum. Good evening. Marvin Bramble, how you doing, mate? He said brilliant explanation of self-abuse, Dilys. God bless you, Marvin. Ajwa Premper says true. Tina Menz, how are you doing? Let me see. Shell says my mother didn't love me. She sexually abused me. The final taboo. Mothers that abuse. People think women wear halos when first and foremost they are human, and that means they are good women and bad women and evil women. You are absolutely right, Shell. And you know, as I said earlier, I am going to do a show about mothers who do not love their daughters, because it's something that I have come across a lot. And when I look at the lives of people that have gone through that, I think it's a conversation worth having, because it's not unique at all. It really isn't unique at all. Patience says very, very true. Ajwa Premper says, and also realizing difficult though it may be that we may not be loved, liked by everyone. Very difficult to accept. It is difficult to accept, but accept we must. I remember saying to somebody that it's your right not to like me. How dare I demand that everybody likes me? It's your right to look at me and think, I think she's a cow. I don't like her. That's your right. What you don't have the right to do is to disrespect me. And what I shouldn't do is allow your dislike for me to define who I am. Your dislike for me is something that you own and you are entitled to. But my like for myself is something that I own and I'm entitled to. And I am entitled to not let your dislike for me influence my love for me. Can I get a witness? Okay. Shell says, hurt people, hurt people. Yes, they do. Nana Yawin Tim says, wow. Defend, thank you for being on here. Kelly Harry says, not everything is as it seems. Very true. Ajop Premper says, word. Helena Opoku, I'm sorry I felt your pain, but not all hurt people hurt others. I am an example. But I mean, generally hurt people, not every single hurt person. But yeah, generally hurt people, hurt people. Soa Badupra, thank you for being on here. Essie Amu Agege, thank you for being on here. Asin Bang says, I don't know what that means. Please come, sister. Oh, you're calling somebody on here. Tina Men says, when are we talking about this topic? You mean about mothers? I'll let you know. Don't forget that I do post something during the week before I actually have the topic. I'm not sure. Now I do kind of like to be led as to what I'm going to speak about. Author says, a litre, geez, excessive, not, yes, you're talking about the butt injection, yeah? A litre of fat. Can you imagine? Kelly House said, aesthetics is the new thing. Fillers can change your African no to European for 200. Gone too far. I'm scared of all that stuff. Personally, I'm a bit of a chicken. Dee says, we all have a story. You see me now, you would think all was well, but I was in an abusive marriage for many years. I only came to my own at the age of 40. I just live my truth now. Don't care about what anyone thinks of me. And that is where we have to come to, where we're like, you know what? I am not hurting you. I have to be true to myself. I have to be honest about the person that I am. I'm not a finished product, but I am who I am. I'm working on it. Yes? Akosia Abrefi, thank you for being on here. I think my time is up, you know. Hey, 9:05. That's no good. Ronald says they can't stop. They will never love the person that they are seeing in the mirror. Yeah, and if you don't love the person you see in the mirror, who is going to love that person you see in the mirror? Like, seriously? Neilsbrook Jackson says, the holes that cannot be filled because one is not whole in other places. I like that. Sana says we should forge our own path and there's no need to compare ourselves to others. There really isn't. Julie McPherson, thank you for being on here. Whew, you are making me read. Omari Carr says, too much focus on the aesthetics and not on the inner self. I know. Dee says, but Dilys, I need a small facelift. Hey, listen, right? Like I said, I'm not against plastic surgery. I don't have this general rule that if you have plastic surgery, it means you hate yourself. That is equally dumb. It doesn't mean that. For example, if I had a nose spread from here to here, and I felt that if my nose was whatever, I would just be that bit more confident. I don't have anything to say about that, because some people do just stop at the one thing. You know, maybe their ears are like this, like Prince Charles. You know, and it's like you want to listen to everybody's conversation. You know, this people that their ears are like this. They see you coming, they know you're already nosy. You understand? Somebody like that, you can't get your ears pinned. It's no problem now. Nothing to you, I beg. I'm not saying don't have plastic surgery. I'm saying don't go mad. Don't look like the bride of Frankenstein. Haba. AC and Bang says, yes, we eventually get to that point where we are tired of being sad. I was tired of being sad. Okay, guys, I'm going to have to conclude now. So, as I'm late, because I was on time today, so I don't owe you any time. I don't owe you nothing. Oh, there's so many comments. Right, I'm glad I stopped when I did, because I would... Ooh. Malcolm Price says, my dear Dilys, I struggle to follow the discussion due to my hearing problem. Oh, bless you. But I regard you as a phenomenal example of humanity, and I'm honored to have you as a friend. You are a one-off, a very special person, and I struggle to express my admiration for you, but I love you to the moon and back. Thank you, Malcolm. I love you too, Malcolm. We do need to have our dinner date. We do, don't we? I should have probably done something for Valentine's, but you know what? You'll be hearing from me, my darling Malcolm. I love you too, and you're a lovely person. Malcolm is 80. How old are you now, Malcolm? 88, 87? A wonderful person. Absolutely top gentleman whom, you know, I have the most respect and admiration for. Author Malcolm says, in 2011 and 2012, I lost my parents. I'm so sorry to hear that. For 2.5 years, I grieved hard. In 2015, I told myself I need to get proactive, and I did. Since then, I replaced those that were, devolving my life with better people in that until present, and went on to publish my novel and sell many copies until this present day. I am now an accredited proofreader and copy editor, and I'm currently studying a screenplay sorting course. Talk to me. Out of my grief, I had to get positivity out of it, and I did. I decided my life's journey is still needed to be written and played out. God bless you. And that's exactly my story. That when my late husband died, what did I do? Exactly a year later, I became a best-selling author of the book, Not This Widow, and it was published on the day of his passing, because I just knew that I could not afford to sit down and curl up and die. I just couldn't do it. Right, I'm going to have to round up now. So, conclusion, happiness is cultivated. It is intentional. Nobody just wakes up and they are happy. It is a decision. Be intentional about your happiness. I'm not saying that the day you decide to be happy, all these butterflies start dancing in your belly. No. Self-confidence is cultivated. Start to cultivate it. It means it will require some work. You're going to have to do something to be able to be confident. You're going to have to look at the things that didn't make you confident. Why didn't they make you confident? Who was it that made you feel not confident? And stuff like that. That's what you need to do. What investments are you willing to make in yourself? It may cost you some money to hire a coach like moi. Okay, what I'm doing every week is coaching to a great degree. I have great conversation, but a part of it is coaching as well. What are you willing to invest for that happiness? What are you willing to invest for that healing? What are you willing to invest? Put your money where your mouth is. If you're not willing to invest anything, and next year, by this time, you are still where you are not serious about wanting to have a better life. You are not serious. You are not serious. Make that decision, because you know why? Life is too short. Take it from me. It really is. What investments are you willing to make? Some relationships aren't promoters of self-confidence. Some relationships you need to come out of. Stop looking at people on social media thinking, they're so in love. Before you realize, you see the one that kills me. You see them on social media, taking photo like this. The following week, they'll come, They'll come and read a statement. Me and Johnny just want to let you know that we're now going through a divorce. Johnny is my heart and my soul. Johnny has eyes like the moon. Johnny and I love each other so deeply. Yeah, you're getting divorced. Johnny and I love each other so deeply that I have the utmost respect for Johnny, and Johnny has the utmost respect for me. But we have decided at this time that we are going to part company. But because I love Johnny, Johnny and I are going to be raising our 2 daughters with the love and respect that we had at the altar. But Johnny and I are getting divorced, you know. But Johnny is a lie. You hate Johnny. Johnny hates you. Do you understand? The thing that you were jealous of and admiring, Johnny, and whatever, don't they divorce? So that's why they say stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. They'll come. Haven't you heard these stupid joint statements? You people were killing each other in the house, eh? And then, and Johnny and I love each other, you know, we're getting a divorce. Shut up. If you love Johnny that much, well, I would have worked it out. I sit down there. I beg you. Anyway, like I said, some relationships aren't promoters of self-confidence. Get rid of Johnny. It's all an illusion. Smoke and mirrors, love. It's all an illusion. It's all an illusion. It's all an illusion. What you're watching is not real life. What you're feeling, what you've experienced, the abuse, the rejection, the betrayal, that was real life. Sort it out. Start to get some healing. Yes? All these people you're admiring, have some of them not committed suicide? Their perfect lives, some of them are gone. Illusions. Imagine the life you want and go for it. And on that note, I'm going to pretend, because life is an illusion, that I don't drink. I'm going to pretend, do you understand? That I don't drink. I'm going to pretend that I don't watch Netflix. I'm going to pretend. Eh? Life is an illusion. So please, go and have a lovely week. Tomorrow is Valentine's Day. Please, do something nice for yourself. For those of you who are single, or you're not with, you know, the one that you would want to be with yourself. Let your love start. Tomorrow, it's so funny that tomorrow is Valentine's. Let your love start with yourself. Do something for yourself. Don't wait for somebody to do anything for you. Do it for yourself. Yes? Do something nice. Go get a takeaway. Pamper yourself. Look in the mirror and say, you know what? I am beautifully and wonderfully made. I am blessed. I am going somewhere to happen. I may not be where I want to be, but I will be there one day. I am making a decision today to take that step. I'm making that decision today to be that person that is healed, that person that is whole in their mind, that person that is whole in their spirit. I am making that decision to let that person go. I'm making that decision to get the things I want in life by having a plan and working it out. Today's the day I just stop wishing, and today's the day I start doing. Make that decision now. Amen, amen, amen. You are a wonderful audience, as you always are. Please share this video. Guys, God bless you. I have gone over by 15 minutes. If I go over next week, you guys will pay me. I have allocated 1 hour for Speak with Dilys. Not 1 hour, 15 minutes. 15 minutes, you people have to pay me. 22nd of April, put the date in your diary, because we are going live. Speak with Dilys. Tickets and everything are going to be sold. Guys, love you lots. God bless you. Thank you for being a wonderful audience. On that note, I'm going to go to bed. Or actually, I'm not going to go to bed. I'm going to pour myself something nice that will kind of heat the back of my throat. And yeah, it's just an illusion. It's really a cup of tea. See you later. God bless. Bye. See you next week. Bye, guys.